everyone take precautions. What I'm about to tell you will shock you. The European weather model just pulled something. Haven't witnessed in my 15 years of tracking storms. Get this, Virginia's forecast jumped from 4 inches to a possible 30 inches of snow. In just one model update, 3 different forecasting systems are now showing a rapidly intensifying storm, what meteorologists call a bomb. Cyclone that's so powerful, it could dump 2 feet of snow on Raleigh while Miami temperatures plummet too. Freezing, something we haven't seen there in years. And here's where it gets wild. This storm is gaining strength. It's quickly that wind speeds are increasing by 10 miles per hour. It's every single hour. If you live anywhere between the Carolinas and New England, what I'm about to share will completely upend your weekend plans. Drop your city in the comments right now, because this forecast is changing hour by hour, and you need to know what's headed your way. So Norfolk jumping from 4 to 30 inches? That's not just tweaking the numbers, that's a total game changer. And it happened in the last 6 hours, while most folks were catching some sleep. Here's what this means for you. All 3 major forecasting systems agree on one critical point: this is going to be rough. Where they can't agree? Exactly how rough? And honestly, that uncertainty should make you nervous. We're looking at anything from a significant snow event to a historic blizzard. It's depending on whether the storm track shifts by just 30 miles. That's basically the width of a small city, making all the difference. Saturday morning, snow starts falling across the Appalachians. Places like Bristol, Tennessee, and Virginia, and Johnson City will see moderate snowfall as the system gets organized. By Saturday night, that's when things go absolutely haywire. Moderate to heavy snow breaks out across South Carolina. Wilmington gets slammed. Hatteras and the Outer Banks get buried under white. Sunday morning hits peak intensity, and that's when conditions become genuinely dangerous. We're talking heavy snow combined with hurricane-force winds, creating near-blizzard conditions. Yes, you read that right. Hurricane-force winds with snow. It's not something you see every winter in New York City. Might barely get touched according to some models. You're right on that northern edge, while Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont all see light to moderate snow. The national blend of models, basically the average of all the forecasts, shows 10 to 12 inches across North Carolina and Virginia. Parts of West Virginia and South Carolina are looking at 6 to 8 inches. For the Northeast, expect 6 to 12 inches with up to 15 inches over Cape Cod. This is what the National Weather Service is using for their official forecast. Now let me walk you through the 5 cities that are about to get absolutely pummeled by this storm. These are the areas where I'm most confident we'll see serious snowfall. Number 1, Raleigh, North Carolina. Picture what 18 to 24 inches actually looks like in real life. It's taller than your kitchen counter. Your car will be completely buried, like you won't even see it. Your mailbox? Invisible. The last time Raleigh got hammered this badly was back in 2000. The city was completely shut down for 8 days. Schools closed, businesses closed, highways totally impassable. That's the potential we're looking at again. Current high today is 40 degrees Fahrenheit, low 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 2, Norfolk, Virginia. This one has me doing a serious double take. One model is showing 30 inches, which I'll be honest, I don't completely buy. But even if it's half that amount, I'm talking about 15 inches for a coastal city that rarely sees more than a few inches. This would be absolutely crippling for the area. Today, 38 degrees Fahrenheit, low 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 3, Richmond, Virginia. You're sitting right in the bullseye for 10 to 16 inches. Your street will be unrecognizable. Stop signs will be half buried under snow. The state doesn't have nearly enough plows for an event this size. You'll be snowed in for days. Interstate 95 through Richmond will probably be shut down for 24 to 48 hours. Number 4, Charlotte, North Carolina. You're looking at 6 to 12 inches. I know that might not sound catastrophic, but Charlotte's infrastructure just isn't built for this. 4 inches shuts down the city. 12 inches would be devastating for your metro area. Today, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, low 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Possible light wintry mix. Tonight, number 5, Boston, Massachusetts. You already have 23 inches on the ground from previous storms. That's a record for this date in late January. Now we're adding another 8 to 15 inches Sunday into Monday. Seriously, where are you going to put more snow? Roofs are already under stress. This could become a structural concern for some buildings. But here's what nobody's talking about yet. And honestly, this is what really worries me. The winds with this system are going to be absolutely devastating in certain areas. We're not just dealing with snow here. We're talking about a multi-hazard event with dangerous winds. The Appalachian Mountain Range from northern Georgia through North Carolina. Wind gusts between 55 to 75 miles per hour. That's legitimate hurricane-force winds. Let me paint you a picture of what 75 miles per hour winds actually do. They don't just knock out power. They snap telephone poles in half like toothpicks. They rip shingles straight off roofs. They flip semi-trucks on highways. They turn anything not tied down into a flying projectile. Your patio furniture becomes missiles. Your trash cans end up 3 streets over. This is impossible damage. This is guaranteed destruction for anything outside or poorly secured. Most of North Carolina is looking at gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. That's strong enough to bring down tree. Branches loaded with heavy, wet snow. Wilmington could see gusts up to 40 miles per hour, the Chesapeake Bay area. This is critical wind gusts between 55 to 65 miles per hour. Coastal flooding is a serious concern here. Along the northeast coast, we're looking at 35 to 40 miles per hour gusts, Saturday into Sunday. But Sunday morning is when winds really ramp up. Expect gusts of 45 to 55 miles per hour. Heavy snow plus those winds equals widespread power outages. We're talking hundreds of thousands without electricity. Trees crashing through roofs, transformers exploding in the night. Entire neighborhoods going dark for days, and here's the shock factor that most people aren't prepared for. The Arctic cold that follows this storm is going to be brutal across the entire country. We're not just talking about the Midwest being cold, we're talking about Miami having wind chills near freezing. Yeah, you read that correctly, Miami. Let me show you what I mean. Thursday morning across the Great Lakes, Indiana and Ohio Valley. Wind chill values as low as -15 to -25 degrees Fahrenheit. Thursday night into Friday morning, and this is utterly concerning. Fargo, North Dakota sees wind chills dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than the inside of your freezer. That's the kind of cold where if you throw boiling water in the air, it turns to snow before hitting the ground. It's cold where your car won't start, your phone shuts off, and exposed skin freezes in 5 minutes. Minneapolis, wind chills around -27 degrees Fahrenheit. Wisconsin, 22 -25 degrees Fahrenheit. Indianapolis and Kokomo. Indiana, this is genuinely dangerous wind chills of -25 to -35 degrees Fahrenheit. Frostbite can set in within 5 to 10 minutes under those conditions. If you're outside for more than 10 minutes, you're risking serious injury. The Northeast sees extreme Arctic cold too, with wind chills dropping to -25 to -35 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's what really grabs my attention. And this is where people are going to be completely shocked. This Arctic air plunges all the way to Florida over the weekend. Northern Florida could see wind chills drop as low as 8 degrees Fahrenheit above zero. Miami, Florida, wind chills around 25 degrees Fahrenheit for South Florida. That's absolutely extreme. That's 50 degrees colder than normal. Imagine if Minneapolis suddenly hits 70 degrees Fahrenheit in January. Same level of shock. Tallahassee might see wind chills as low as 5 degrees Fahrenheit above zero. That's pipe-bursting cold for homes not built to handle it. Tennessee is looking at wind chills of -9 to -15 degrees Fahrenheit. In some areas even hitting -20 degrees Fahrenheit. All right? Now let me run through the major cities across the country so you know what to expect. Washington, D.C., 7 to 12 inches of snow Saturday. You already have about 7 inches on the ground from previous storms, so this adds up significantly. Hi. Today, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, low 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Baltimore, 6 to 10 inches, high 30 degrees Fahrenheit, low 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Philadelphia, 6 to 10 inches. You already have 9 inches on the ground. High 28 degrees Fahrenheit, low 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Pittsburgh, adding another 4 to 8 inches to the 20 inches already there. New York City, anywhere from 2 to 8 inches, depending on exact track. You're on that cutoff line. A 30-mile shift changes everything. High 25 degrees Fahrenheit, low 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Providence and Cape Cod, potentially 10 to 18 inches with near blizzard conditions. Greensboro, Durham, Virginia Beach, all in that heavy snow zone. Chicago, high, only 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Low 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind chill, minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Milwaukee, even colder, high 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Low 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind chills approaching minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Minneapolis and St. Paul, high 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Low minus 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind chills could drop to minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. This is life-threatening cold. Extreme cold warning in effect. Detroit, Cleveland, Columbus, Indianapolis, all dealing with extreme cold and lake-effect snow. St. Louis, Kansas City, Omaha, all below normal with dangerous wind chills. Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Nashville, Memphis, all cold. But no significant snow expected. Dallas, high 45 degrees Fahrenheit, low 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Icy roads still possible. Miami, currently 72 degrees Fahrenheit, low 58 degrees Fahrenheit. But wind chills drop to 25 degrees Fahrenheit by Monday. Extreme for South Florida, Jacksonville, Tampa. Orlando, all seeing shocking cold by early next week. West Coast, staying mild. Los Angeles, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. San Francisco, upper 50s. Seattle, dealing with an atmospheric river bringing 2 to 4 inches of rain, watch for flooding.